Residents fled under the first onslaught of Iraqi artillery. US Marines have mounted regular patrols there to search for infiltrators. But last night it seemed only a small force of Saudi and Qatari soldiers were on duty when the Iraqis attacked. The defending troops are thought to have been confused by the sight of Iraqi tanks with their turrets facing to the rear, an accepted sign of surrender. The Iraqis crossed the border in 4 places along a 20-mile front. A small mechanized unit was repulsed, but it's understood that 2 full battalions followed them south, meeting little resistance at first as they drove towards Hafji. US forward observers quickly called in air support. Cobra helicopter gunships attacked Iraqi ground troops, possibly as many as 5,000 soldiers, while strike aircraft bombed tanks and armored carriers, blocking the enemy's advance. Early this morning, howitzers of the US 1st Marines opened up, shelling enemy positions.
Starting late last night, 4 Iraqi incursions resulted in enemy contact. Twice, Iraqi forces crossed the border west of Al-Wafra, were engaged by ground and air assets, suffered personnel and equipment casualties, and were forced to withdraw. The first incursion last night involved an Iraqi mechanized battalion, while the second this morning was a column of tanks. North of Ras al-Khafji, at just before midnight, an Iraqi mechanized battalion entered Saudi Arabia and was engaged by coalition air assets, suffered heavy casualties, and was forced to withdraw. Northwest of Ras al-Khafji, after midnight, Iraqi infantry and tanks crossed the border, were engaged by tactical air assets, and forced to withdraw.
Although the US military at first claimed that the enemy had been evicted from Hafji, it's now reported that there's been fierce street fighting all day. Without air cover, the Iraqis have apparently sustained heavy losses. Coalition commanders say there have been less than 20 Allied casualties. As the fighting continues this evening, there's little doubt that this action has shaken the Allied commanders. It had always been assumed that Saddam's ground troops would remain in defensive positions. This has shown that they're also willing to attack. Military sources here believe that it's no more than a probing mission, testing out the Allies' strength and attempting to suck them into the ground war earlier than they had wanted.